They tried to get old 10 an explosive touch on Saturday last week against the Auburn Tigers. You heard it here first. Elias Williams, 2 explosive catches on Saturday. Heard it here first. Unless it doesn't happen. Put it backwards, dude. Who's got one for me?
I'm out.
I got copious amounts of final thoughts for you tonight, boys. It's a massive football game. The number 4 ranked Ole Miss Rebels come to town to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. Oh, my God. The Georgia Bulldogs. And, boys, it's time to start a new one. It's time to start a new home winning streak. I'm going to tell you that right now. Alabama took it out. It's time to start a new one. Get that ball rolling. Here we go. Final thoughts. Boys, I'm going to tell you right now, Lane is going to out-scheme any call you've got. He's going to out-scheme any call you've got. If you're in cover 3, he's going to have a play attacking the seams and attacking the flats with yak opportunities. If you're in quarters, he's got double post call with a sail working off of it. If you're in man-to-man, he's got a rub called. Lane Kiffin, if you line up and play, this is what I'm playing defense, will have a call to beat you. So how do you beat him? How do you get him off the field? You've got to beat his players. You got to beat his players. That's what you have to do. And you've got better football players than him. I honestly think, guys, it's why defensive coordinators that we keep watching play against Lane, they ultimately settle into man-to-man. Because if I'm going to give you a free access throw, which is what ultimately happens, right? If I got cover 3 called and you got a number 2 wide receiver running down the seam and you're telling your quarterback in the head because you can, and his head said, hey, it's going to open 3 steps, 1 hitch, get it to the seam right now. They're in cover 3. Man, the only way for me to get a guy at the catch point is to play man-to-man. So that's what teams ultimately settle in to do against this guy. And I am the most anti-man-to-man guy that there is. But when you have football players like Georgia, you can play a lot of zone against this guy because you close windows, you tighten spaces a whole hell of a lot better than other football programs. But, and Kirby alluded to this in his opening press conference this week, you're not going to out-call him. You're not going to out-adjust him. He is one of the smartest football brains to ever call plays, in my opinion. All right, and that's because his daddy was one of the smartest brains to ever call defensive plays in the world of football. So there's that. R.I.P. Big Raider guy, huh?
Yeah.
Keywan Lacey and Trinidad Chambliss are good enough to beat you even with a poor offensive line performance. So just understand that. Just know that the staunched and heavy lean towards you on the line of scrimmage, just know that that could be negated by the fact that number 6 and number 5 are really, really tough to tackle. They will make first defenders miss. You better rally to the ball. You better have multiple hats around the ball carrier or else an explosive will happen. All right, so get him on the ground. Get them both on the ground. All right, so you're going to have to leverage the ball and tackle. Ole Miss coach just texted me. Xavier Harris, number 51 on the defensive side of the football. You better know about him. He's 6'8", 330 pounds. And he don't move like most 6'8" moves. All right, most 6'8" move like they giraffes. This is not one of those. This guy moves really, really well.
That's such a good comp.
Right? They all move knee knocked. They all move like their legs don't twitch, that their hands don't move quickly. This guy does. This guy's got real defensive line twitch. It's why nobody's ever made him move over to the offensive line of the offensive side of the football, because there might be $250 million waiting for this guy to play tackle, but he's going to give it a run playing defensive tackle because he's really good right now, as is their other one, number 52. He's more of their twitchy 3 technique, 6'3", 315 pounds. He can get home on the passer as well. He had 2.5 sacks last week. Far more athletic than you would expect from dudes that are that size. Teams can run the ball at number 4, Suntarian Perkins. There's no doubt. But here's my concern, considering the way that you guys have had problems pass protecting off play action. You saw it. Suntarian Perkins can beat you now. He can make guys miss. If you got a pull and guard on power pass, that's troublesome for him because he's going to see that the quarterback has the ball. And he's going to give a shimmy. The way that Nolan Smith would dip up underneath blockers and find ways to bend edges and get flat and get to the ball carrier, same exact type of vibes from this guy. The difference is Nolan Smith's a lunatic and can hold his point in the run game. This guy cannot. This guy cannot. I really do believe, guys, and I texted a source this on Tuesday when I got done watching the film on Ole Miss. This is not a hyperbole, and it could come back to bite me because maybe they just weren't motivated out in space last week against Washington State. Maybe they just weren't motivated at the line of scrimmage. Maybe they just weren't motivated at the point. But I think there are 300 yards to be had in this football game off of nothing but traditional run game and screens to the flat. I think they are that bad in run fits. I think they're 100th in rushing yards per game, and they haven't played anybody really like you. They haven't played anybody that can run the football like you. The only good football team they faced in terms of running the ball is Arkansas. Outside of that, it's like Tulane and LSU. So it's not a bunch of teams that can run the rock. You can, and you can damn sure throw it in the flat. Washington State opened the game thinking, we can run it 4, we can throw it into the flats. They got 10 points on their first 2 possessions doing so. I don't know if there's a better, we can run it at 4, we can throw it in the flats football team in this conference than you. It sets up for you. You go out and execute and you'll be all right. Offensively. Defensively, get off the field and hold on. Get off the field and hold on. Those are my final thoughts.
I like them. Those are some interesting final thoughts. I actually did some deep diving on statistics for this, so if you guys want to hear that. J-Lo, I know that this is kind of your bag. But
not anymore, dude.
No, yeah, you've been kind of the one taking that one over, to be honest.
You're in the bag. You're Mr. Nerd Stats guy.
Hey,
I got the plug for the stats. You're the one giving the stats.
Hey, there you go. All right. Since 1997, Georgia and Ole Miss have played each other 13 times. Of those 13 games, Georgia is 11-2. One of the losses was vacated in 2016. Thank you, Hugh Freeze. They are undefeated at home, 6-0. What?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they thrashed you in 2016.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they thrashed him, did the NCAA.
Well, they did that as well, but
yeah, using the school phone, not ideal.
Yeah, like just what are you doing, man?
I don't condone anything that he did out there, but don't use the school phone.
Yeah, if you're gonna do bad things, don't leave a paper
It's fun to
trail.
do bad things. Fun to do bad things.
Yeah.
But don't do it on the school phone.
Don't condone those. Where was I?
Go ahead.
In the 6 games that Georgia has played Ole Miss at home, they are averaging 38 points per game. Ole Miss is averaging just 15 points in those trips to Athens. So that includes the 2023 beatdown that Georgia gave to Ole Miss. I believe the final score of that was 52-17. Since 1997, this is where things get interesting. The team to score 20 or more points has always won. No matter which team it is, if you score 20 points in this game, you win. The team to lose has never scored more than 20 points. So if the other team scores 20, you're getting held to less than that. It happened to Georgia last year. It's happened to Ole Miss 2 years ago. It's basically happened since 1997 every single time. Georgia has been held to less than 30 just one time in Athens against Ole Miss, and I believe that was 1997. They're averaging nearly 45 points per game in the last 3 games against Ole Miss played in Athens. That dates all the way back to, I believe, 2007. So they are thrashing Ole Miss at home. The last time Georgia lost to Ole Miss in Athens, and this is kind of to give you a reference point for how long ago it was, Kirby Smart was on the roster and he was not even starting. So
it's been a minute.
It's been a while. So that's kind of my statistical deep dive of the week for you.
So stats say Georgia good at home in this matchup. Ole Miss bad at Sanford Stadium in this matchup. Better score 20 points.
Yes.
Those are kind of the big takeaways.
Yes.
You score 20 points. History in this matchup seems to favor you really well.
Which is weird because it's really not that many, but
yeah, that's not a high number at all.
But I mean, these games haven't really been that close ever. It's always been, for the most part, it's been Georgia beating the hell out of Ole Miss, with the exception of 2016 and last year, which was an 18-point victory for them. So
yeah, I mean, really, in general, it's been one team beats the crap out of the other in this matchup. It doesn't seem to be a fourth quarter game.
Which has kind of led me to my final thought in this game of between the Vegas line being minus 7.5 in Georgia's favor, the odd rankings that this matchup is in, I just don't know if this is going to be a close football game. Now, whether or not Georgia wins that or they lose that, that's to be decided on Saturday. I personally think that Georgia has the avenue to handle this team and handle it well. They've got a very young quarterback. Lane Kiffin offenses have never traveled very well. They're one of the more penalized teams in the nation, not just the SEC. There's a lot of writing on the wall for us to walk away on Saturday and go, oh, it makes sense that Georgia won this game by 15, 20 points. That being said, I could be absolutely wrong.
You know, I did say earlier in the season, and I've kind of said it multiple times, there were a lot of people that were very eager to jump on the Ole Miss bandwagon. I shouldn't say bandwagon, but jump on the Ole Miss hype of, man, this is one of the best teams in the country. This is a national title contender. I was a little bit more cautious because just hadn't seen enough from them. Still a little inconsistent in major departments, more specifically offensive line. Not playing horribly, but they're not playing great either. Trinidad Chambliss has certainly helped elevate this offense since Austin Simmons was starting for them. Cut down the turnovers. That's been the biggest thing. It's usually the issue with quarterback play in Lane Kiffin's offense when it's their first time starting. You're not seeing that from Chambliss. Now, he is sometimes errant with his throws. He can get a little bit inaccurate sometimes, but I just think with the performances that you've seen from Georgia's defense in the second half, knowing that in your mind you feel safe thinking that Georgia's defense is going to close well against this Ole Miss offense, I think that provides some reassurance. And on top of that, your offense tends to really pick it up in the second half. But with that said, you can't start offensively and defensively the way that you have in some of these other games against this offense. It'll put you in deep trouble, and this is not a team that you want to be playing multiple scores from behind, in my opinion. So got to have some better starts in this game, but I think that you feel pretty good going into this one, knowing that the penalties are there for Ole Miss and knowing that you can run the ball on this team. They've shown that. I mean, their best rushing defense performance was against LSU. They ran for 57 yards, and we know the deal with LSU's rushing offense right now.
They stink.
I think that you feel confident. Like, again, really the point that Brooks hammered home was that the defense, for them defensively, they struggle in the things that you do great. And when I hear something like that going into a ranked matchup for a team that's at home, it only plays into their hands. So I agree with you, Kirby. I don't know that I think that Georgia's just going to blow them out or handle them, but I think there is certainly a world where Georgia just kind of paces their way out of this one.
Y'all want to know what opposing football coaches think of you?
Of us or the team?
Well, I mean, they like you. They're sold on you. They've been sold on you. They're coming around on you.
Oh, good.
The idea that you haven't evolved is a little bit crazy, considering teams that scout you, they get paid to beat you, they get paid to learn what you're doing and hope to make it compromisable. They think you've evolved tremendously. Yeah. Not going to talk about on the network right now what it is that you've changed, and I'll tell it on patreon.com/Brooks Austin. But yeah, they've definitely evolved schematically. Is one of the text messages I'm seeing, and I'll tell you what other coaches are thinking. CJ Allen getting love, baller,
understandable,
absolute baller. Gabe Harris getting a shout. Jonell Aguero getting a shout. All right, now I'm not going to tell you who they think they had an advantage on, but it is what it is. Final score, final thoughts. I got Dogs winning like 35-31. That's a lot of points in this football game. I think there's a lot of rushing yards to be had by both football teams.
I think I'm going to stick with my initial prediction. I got it 31-24 Georgia.
I'm sticking with mine as well. I'll go 35-24.
All right. Hey.
Super Chubs.
Huh?
Super Chubs.
Super Chubs. Hey, we'll take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I'll give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper.